in, because as you remember, you can't spell daddy without the Addy. I said you can't spell daddy without the Addy. With special guest.
With Sean Alexander the Great.
That's good. Sean, why do we have our muscles? Show me your muscles. Why do we have our muscles, Sean?
So we can protect our family.
That's right. Do you do your go-go push-ups and workout?
Yes.
That's right. Addy, what's our proverb today?
Proverbs 20:17, iron sharpens iron.
Addy, read that again. Proverbs what?
Proverbs 27:17, iron sharpens iron.
So as a friend sharpens each other. So guys, what that means is that we help each other get stronger, smarter. And this week, we've had several PhDs, several known liberals reach out to us because they love the show. They love how we're talking about information. They love that we showed them hoaxology. They love that we're teaching how to be better journalists, how to be just, better Americans, because we are all in this together. And one of the things that Scott Adams has provided us is that simultaneous sip. So regardless of the space and time, whichever time you're hopping with us today, if you happen to catch us going live early at 8 o'clock today because little lady's ready, good job, little lady, then you're here for the sip now. But regardless of what time you're joining us, we know that you're getting that sip on, here to get that dopamine, and here to join us, whatever part of the day it is. And that's why we put in the hard work to bring you the news. And we have an absolute wonderful story today. WAPO, NASA, CUBA, 3 good feeling stories, some information from the kids. And we're going to get started for this 15-minute broadcast. We're going to try to get it all in for you so you can get back to your day. Addy, will you please lead us in that sip?
All you need is a cup or a mug or a glass, a tankard or a chalice or stein, and contain jug or a flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I usually like coffee. How cocoa works too. Crunchy peanut butter or soft peanut butter. Not letting it go, Jack. But anything works. And let's do a simultaneous sip.
Nice tap, guys.
Thank you.
Guys, that's good. The barista over here is making it. She gets paid the big bucks. We know we have tax season coming up. So make sure you get your taxes done. And we'll talk a little bit more about that today because everybody's asking, are we getting any of those $2,000 checks everybody's been talking about?
Yeah.
So before we get there, let's get to some good news. Why are we here, Addy?
2 sisters.
Nope. Addy, why are we here?
The Pledge of America.
Okay, Sean, would you like to help lead us today?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all, and that's why you know that this department, and this is one of the reasons that the liberals who were hating on us and attacking saw some of the others attacking and then realized that we were telling the truth the whole time, as we do. Isn't that what we do, Ed?
Yes, we do.
We just present them with information.
Yep.
Did one of our liberal haters, did they fold the cards and say, okay, fine, you're right? Did they finally say that?
Yes, he did.
They didn't change their opinion on the rest of the stuff, but on one thing, were they able to admit that they were wrong?
Yes.
And is that how we can become united as a country, when you can admit wrong and move forward?
Yes.
It helps, right?
Yeah.
It certainly helps. And so this is why we're able to have friends across the board and on multiple sides, because we just want to bring the truth. And at some point, what do they recognize?
We were telling the truth.
That's right. At some point, they recognize we were telling the truth. What you do from there is going to be on you. We can't change that. We can lead you down to the river. We can show you the river flow. And this is what my conversations have been about with many men this week.
Yep.
Can't name drop them, but we know you're out there. You lead them down to the river, Addy.
Mm-hmm.
What are we supposed to do? Do we take all the men to battle with us? They're all soldiers?
Yes.
No, Addy. What do we do? Come on, little lady. We go down to the river of knowledge, and what do? We observe. What do we observe, little lady?
We observe how do we drink from the river of knowledge.
That's right, Addy. So we can't take everybody with us. How do you observe?
You watch how they drink from the water.
Give me an example of somebody we cannot take with us.
They dunk their head downstream.
They dunk their head in downstream. Now, tell me why that's not a good idea. Little 8-year-old.
Pee-pees and poopies go downstream.
Sure. And if your head is down in the water, are you looking up observing?
No.
That's the more important part, Addy. If your head is dunked down in the water, are you looking up and observing?
No. And
if your head is dunked down in the water, are you looking up and observing?
No.
So what are you not going to be able to see?
See somebody coming up behind you.
Anything. Are you going to be able to see anything if your head is dunked down in the water?
No.
Let me ask one more time. If your head is dunked down in the water, downstream, you already know what's in the water, but are you even able to see anything else?
No.
That's correct. And that's a large reason why we wanted to start this show, was to help others see, to pull their head out of the water and to look. But people have to make choices. Is that right?
Yes.
And we are excited for some of the choices these humans have made. We've got less than 10 more minutes to show you some amazing humans today. Addy, you want to start with our good news, or let's start with our breaking news? Because right now you could be tuned in. Let's get to the breaking news.
Ready?
Guys, if you're tuning in now and you're watching live, then you're going to see when our show ends. But if you're going to tune in later today, then you may have already heard that WAPO, known as Washington Post, is under mass layoffs. Multiple things last night. Jack Posobiec broke it first, but multiple people inside of Washington Post got the newsletter this morning that they didn't need to go into work today. They could click in live from telecommuting. Now, trust me, of all the times they wanted to work from home, this is not going to be one of those times, guys. Mass layoffs are coming for WAPO. And you may wonder, oh, why? I thought that's owned by a billionaire. Why would they need layoffs? Guys, this is how this game works. We're journalists. We're trying to show you. The people who wrote nasty articles that weren't good, the people who wrote the op-eds that were fraud and fake, that don't represent half of America or even most of America, those people that wrote a bunch of that junk, anti-hate, stuff that you can prove is false, reasons we would never even call them journalists, but, you know, they had a job paying them for that, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're all getting laid off. Washington Post is kicking them to the curb. Their job is done. They did what they needed in the last election cycle. Now it's time, because all those people have squashed their credit and nobody listens to them, nobody follows them. Well, they're going to learn the hard way this morning that they're going to lose their job. Now, we don't like seeing people lose their job, but in journalism, do we like seeing those that lie and fabricate lies no longer be in power? Yeah, we do. We love that. We love seeing them lose their stuff.
Yeah.
Are you listening?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Do we like seeing people who lie lose their position?
Yes, we do.
Do we like seeing them held accountable?
Yes, we do.
Is Washington Post firing a bunch of their staff again today?
Yes.
That's not even the first round of layoffs, guys. So that's happening now. You're going to see that come out. We don't know what that full number is, but as this show ends and we get back to it, we'll see. Cuba hit a coldest, lowest record of history.
Whoa.
They finally hit the freeze. 32 right on the dot. Is that enough to kill some of those plants?
Yes, it is. And freeze the water? Yes.
Yeah, now, you know, Cuba's not used to that, obviously, so they probably lost a lot of agricultural over this, right?
Yep.
We're here in Florida. Did we have to cover up a bunch of our plants?
Yep.
Did you do a good job covering up our raised bed garden?
Yes, I did.
Did you save the kale?
Yes, I did.
Did you save those flowers that aren't supposed to be growing in the middle of February?
Yes.
Do we have flowers growing in February in Florida that are not supposed to be growing in February?
Yes.
Did we take action?
Yes, we did.
Did we protect it?
Yes, we did.
And do we have something special?
Yeah.
Amazing how that works.
So amazing.
Guys, that's it on the breaking news. We have really good news for you, but that's the stuff that we wanted to get to you right off the bat, as you're going to see in other stories.
Yep.
Now, one of our favorite PhDs, Peter, his show yesterday, he made it abundantly clear about some numbers that we all want to talk about. Factory orders are up 5.5%, so that you understand, under the last administration, factory orders were well into the negative. We are now at a 5.5% increase. Guys, we're swinging up. American Steel, are you ready for this?
Ready.
If Ike is watching, and I know, Ike, you're not watching. You're a CNN guy. We get it. We've known that forever. But just reminding you, Ike, we still love you. And if the one argument that you ever made with me 5 years ago about American Steel never being able to return, bro, American Steel just exceeded Japan for the first time in 30 years. First time in 30 years. Beat Japan. We're going to have to send this one to Ike, right?
Yes, we do.
I think he might even be here in Florida too. John Deere, Whirlpool, Jeep, and Apple are all coming home. So organizations that were from America that left to get cheaper labor and blah, 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 and just skip all that, you already know, they're coming back. They were kind of forced to, weren't they?
Yeah.
The administration did some tariffs and told them to come home, provide American jobs, make it made in America. Did we say that?
Yes, we did.
And are they going to do it?
Yes.
Funny how that works.
Very
Guys, the tax season's coming up. Our question is, Why is Trump saying at least $2,000 checks? First, people said we weren't getting anything. Then people said that was make-believe. Trump is saying at least $2,000 checks. Now, that's interesting to us because we're journalists, right?
Yeah.
So what does it mean when someone says at least $2,000 checks?
It could be more.
Yes, good job, 8-year-old Addy. Yeah, guys, I'm not saying it is. We're just a little interested to learn that the tax season could bring us $2,000 stimulus checks from, not even stimulus, from the tariffs. But Trump said at least 2,000. Could it be more?
Yeah.
Our question for you today is, what are you going to spend that money on?
Yeah, I would take half of that and invest it. Then I would use the rest on food and water and more shelter. And then the rest of that, I'll get some good treats.
You guys heard that. This is 8-year-old Addy. And what's the first thing that you said to do with the income and the money that you would be making? What's the first thing you should do with it, Addy?
Invest it.
Invest it.
Invest it.
You're taking half of it. Most people take a 10%, 20%, maybe not even that. Some people don't even do the invest. And my girl's taking 50%, boom, and investing it. That's the American dream, little lady. Good job.
Thank you, Daddy.
Now, we do have really good news, and I've got 3 good feeling stories for you. We'll get to that shortly. First, let's get to some interesting news. In Addy's Believe It
or Not.
Believe it or not, we're going to get a cool graphic, guys. We're almost there. I'm working on it. We're going to get some cool graphics here. Addy's going to have a new corner, Believe It or Not, kind of like the Ripley's Believe It or Not. We'll steal their trademark, see if they get mad, and see what happens. But in Addy's Believe It or Not today, Daddy's going to share some of his stories. As you guys know, I've traveled the entire U.S. for multiple different reasons. The only 3 private companies I've ever worked for in my life that I was recruited for, put me in those roles because I'm really, really, really good at making new friends in whatever state, whatever country I'm in, and making strangers relate to being a human. Is that right?
Yes, you are.
Do we make new friends everywhere we go?
Yes, we do.
Why?
Because it releases dopamine and it slows down the aging process.
Well, yeah, but why are we able to? Why are we able to make friends everywhere we go? That chocolate sauce you put in there is amazing. We made our own homemade chocolate sauce. We'll give you guys a recipe.
Yep.
Delicious. 3 ingredients. Swirl it on a stove. Done. Why do you make friends everywhere you go, little lady?
Because I express gratitude, and if we see in a bad mood, say, okay, let's turn the Addy on.
And do people like good people?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, that's why it's easy to make friends, because people are good. We have friends all across the aisles. We know people on the right that are mad at people on the left. People on the left are screaming and hating on people right. We want to stop the hate. We want to have the conversations, and we can only do so if you're informed, right?
Yes.
Most people like being informed. Well, this part is going to be a little bit harder to take in, but as we're busting fraud nationwide, and we haven't even dove into some of the states because we're now just getting the AG and the division to do so, this part is a bit of a sting, so we want to share with you. Daddy's been into 250 long bed care facilities. I've walked into some of the most massive elderly care facilities that you've never seen or even heard about all across the U.S. and into small ones outside of Bethel, Alaska, into small remote villages, okay? We've seen Kansas, we've seen New Hampshire, Minnesota, Wyoming, you name a state, Daddy's been there. We've been into the long-term care or the critical access hospitals or even some of the major surgery centers and other parts of the community. But when you walk into a long-term care facility, it changes your life, okay? It changes your perception on life, on the circle of life, the understanding of healthcare, and so much more. And we will dedicate in shows in the future entirely to this, but we're not there yet. There's much to come first. And one of the first things that we've shared, and we now see people putting their eyes on, are what you call hospice agencies. So here's what we want to share with you guys real quick. Florida has 22 million people and only has a few hundred hospice agencies. 30 states in America have less hospice agencies than LA County does out in California. They have over 1,900 agencies for one county, full of fraud, guys. It's absolutely atrocious and ridiculous to think that in one county in California, they have more agencies than 30 states, than the entire state of Florida. We got to bust fraud, and we've got to stop it. And we're seeing us shed light on that for the first time ever in American history. Yep. This is our 250th celebration this year, and we are excited to see us first hold the corruption accountable. Is that right, little lady?
Yes, we are.
And this is going to take us to our next story. You're not going to believe this. We don't even like to talk about this guy because we watched it happen in New York. We watched the lies. We watched everything happen. But Chris CUOMO, part of the family, you drove across the CUOMO Bridge, named after his grandfather, that should have been named after the Native American tribe out there. Remember that big bridge we drove out when we come out of New York City on the very backside, on the north side, when we would come home? That big bridge with the big hills and that big water and lake all around it. Can you remember one of those?
Yeah, I can remember one of those. That's why it's been stuck in my head.
Yeah, there's a bunch you went over, but the CUOMO Bridge that we used to visit regularly. Chris CUOMO. You guys may remember him, or you may not even care. He was one of the lead anchors on CNN that told a whole bunch of lies before COVID and the anti-Trump stuff. Got fired, lost his job because he was held accountable, lost all of his credit. He's been kind of running around trying to make friends again, trying to get popular again. Well, you're gonna love his new shtick. Are you ready for this?
Ready.
Chris CUOMO admits that he had a COVID vaccine injury. Number one.
What?
Weird that guy's the one now telling you that, oh yeah, the vaccine injuries are real. Second, you ready for this one?
Ready.
He admits he was wrong to bash the PhDs that we listen to. We listen to PhDs, right? Mm-hmm. And suppress them because, number three, ivermectin works, says Chris CUOMO, who's using it to treat his vaccine injury, and has shown on his little podcasts and stories that lots of Americans are using it to heal them and to cure all sorts of things that it's related to. So, guys, we're in 2026 when Chris CUOMO, the same man that you can look back and watch the tape from 2020 and even before that, completely flipping the table and now saying the opposite of what they said in 2020. So let me ask you this. Are the people who followed them in 2020, the people who obeyed them in 2020, not us, are they now seeing that we were right, that the other PhDs they suppressed were right?
Yes.
Well, you see Bill Maher say, well, they were right, but it was just another best guess. That's not accurate. That's a lie. There was no guess. There was knowledge. And there was the power of knowledge in us understanding that. Right, Addy?
Yep.
Chris CUOMO now admits it. That's only funny. We don't really care, but it's absolutely hilarious. Okay, we've got great stories coming for you now. Thank you for staying tuned. Addy, read us our Proverbs again.
Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpens iron.
We're after our 15-minute show, so we've got to speed up. Here we go.
Two sisters, ages 12 and 14.
They're rescued. All right, guys. What happened to this 12 and 14-year-old? Well, you're going to remember this as parents. Mm-hmm. They were playing the worst game in the world that would never let our kids play, and every software engineer and gamer that we've ever met has said stay away from this game because of the pedos. Roblox. Roblox, one of the worst games created for all time for the connections. 12 and 14-year-old were rescued after a 19-year-old using the game, got access, met these kids, and kidnapped them. He's been arrested, and he has been charged with kidnapping, assault, and some other stuff. But guys, this is not even one of 100 stories. The Roblox game is giving children access to known sickos. Please don't let your kids play it. At least not let you play it. We see you, Twisted. Hey, welcome in. Hey. Welcome, Twisted. Welcome to the party. Daddy's got some gamer dads checking us out today. So what we want to show you guys there is that Roblox is not a game to be trusted, as we've got gamer dads, clicking on. Yep. You cannot let your kids play this alone. We've seen lots of stories of things going sideways. Please pay attention to your kids having access online. Mm-hmm. North Carolina Fire Department. Guys, you're not even going to believe this story. Remember the story we told Addy about the man who was praying and the flood came and he didn't jump on the truck and then the boat came and he didn't grab on the boat. Okay, well, this guy did. Check this out. In Minnesota, where it's frozen over, as you guys know, this video is amazing. If you haven't caught this video, you got to go on X and see this video. But hats off to the North Carolina Fire Department, okay?
Hats off.
These guys got in their fire rescue boat, okay? Went onto the frozen water with tundra and icebergs everywhere, got out, found a guy standing on the top of his truck, floating on the river. This guy probably had 10 minutes left to live before he was getting dumped. And the fire department risked their life in North Carolina, flew over. Did I say Minnesota? It's North Carolina. Flew over, jumped out, got him, rescued him, brought him back, rescued. God bless our first responders. Those men put their own life at risk to save another man's life. They don't care about politics. They don't care about theology. They care about saving lives, and we want to support that. Is that amazing?
Yes, it is.
Absolutely awesome story, guys. Now, for the story of the day, the superhuman.
Superhuman, 13-year-old.
How far did he swim, Addy?
4 hours.
Guys, you're not going to believe this. A family set sail. 47-year-old mom, a 12-year-old, and an 8-year-old went out with the superhuman 13-year-old just off the western part of Australia. As you guys know, there's already a million things in that water that could eat you, poke you, and kill you. And this young man with his family out paddleboarding and on their little boat got pulled out with the riptide. This story was not going to end well. There was no way for this story to end well. Except that this 13-year-old boy, which 13-year-old man, okay, got in the water, started swimming, knowing that his mom and his sister and brother's life is on the line, rips his life jacket off, and chugs 4 hours against the waves with sharks, with stingrays, with all sorts of things in the water there in Australia that you know are ready to eat him as a course. And he swam harder and faster than any 13-year-old boy ever has. And did he make it?
Yes, he did.
He did. And with his breath, did he tell them where his mom and them were at, exactly in the location, because he somehow was able to track himself swimming?
Yes.
And did they show up and save his mom and brother and sister?
Yes, they did.
Oh, man. Guys, the American spirit, the American will, we have the power. You have the strength to do the impossible. Don't let motivation be the reason that you finally step up. Look at these stories. Realize that iron sharpens iron. Reach out to the men and women in your life. Make them stronger. Make yourself sharper. Addy, lead us in one more pledge, please.
Let's go, kids. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For all. And guys, one of the last stories we wanted to tell you about isn't really a story. We wanted to make sure that you guys are aware that the Bad Bunny halftime show for the Super Bowl, and people that are in love with that don't watch our show. You should know that Bad Bunny in 2020 in Puerto Rico, his entourage was busted for pedophilia and assault on little girls. Now, he tried to distance himself from those boys, but that entourage has been his entourage and been his group of boys forever. He's directly linked to Jay-Z, who you now know was on the Epstein files regularly and has some things to talk about. Jay-Z's the one who picked Bad Bunny for the halftime show for family-friendly show. We won't be watching that, and most Americans won't, because now, as you've seen from Jack Posobiec and Human Events, the TPUSA has announced a real halftime show for America. Whether you're watching the Super Bowl, whether you're not watching the Super Bowl, as soon as the game does its break, flip the channel, go right over, and you can catch the first of its kind America family-friendly halftime show brought to you by the good men and women of America, designed to support America and celebrate our 250th celebration. Nothing more, nothing less, but exactly what America needs in our, what's our big word? Semi-quincentennial. That's right, guys. We'll talk more about that tomorrow, and we'll bring you more. Always remember, if you're trying to show an individual how they can learn, change, and grow, tell them to go to Hoaxology at American Debunk, where they can see the evidence of what has been going on in the mainstream media over the last 4 years. We'll talk more about that tomorrow and train you how to defeat the lies.
I have a joke for you guys real quick.
What you got, Addy?
Why do birds stick together?
Why do birds stick together?
Because they're Velcro.
Velcros, that's awesome.